So grab your tea and your coffee because today we're talking books. I can't believe that we're at the end of 2025. What a wild ride it has been. For me, it's been so emotional, it's been so personal, and as a reader, it's just been one of the better years that I've had. Probably not the best, but one of the better years. So today I wanted to do my favorite kind of yearly wrap up, which is best books I read in 2025. Here is something for every kind of reader. There's cozy fantasy, there's literary fiction, there's even non-fiction if you're up for it. There's all sorts of genres, so let's dive into them. My first recommendation is for the nonfiction readers, and I read Jane Austen's Bookshelf by Rebecca Romney. This one actually surprised me because Rebecca Romney is a rare book dealer, and she went on this kind of a treasure hunt, kind of a quest to find out other female authors who influenced Jane Austen and Jane Austen's writing. This book was so much more than what I thought it would be. My literature loving heart absolutely fell in love. Romney also asks the very important question of why did Jane Austen thrive, but all these other female writers who influenced her sort of almost got erased from history. I loved reading about these women and seeing how they were related to other male literary writers of that time, male literary writers who went on to become significantly more popular than they were, even though they were all writing basically the same thing. I would say it's almost a mix of mystery, it's a little bit of feminism, it's definitely kind of like a treasure hunt, and it's a love letter to women writers of the past. Next up, we're talking about climate literary fiction with Wild Dark Shore. This one has been getting lots of reviews, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. In this one, we follow a young woman who washes up ashore in a lonely, wild, dark island where there are only 4 inhabitants. You should definitely be dead. I thought this book was fantastic. It is a mystery, literary thriller, but it's also climate activism. I just loved following the characters as they went around exploring the island. I think I connected with the characters because they were so great. There's a little bit of everything for everyone in this novel. So if you're looking for mystery, you'll find mystery. If you're looking for emotion, you'll find emotion. If you're just looking for a good literary fiction, it'll give you literary fiction. And I'm so shocked that this did not win the Goodreads Choice Award. But anyway, there are so many emotions that the characters are dealing with, some of which I've been asking of myself lately. My third recommendation is a fun one. It's a murder mystery and it's called You Are Fatally Invited. Let's talk about this one because this one was absolutely chaotic. In this, and a bunch of characters get invited to a murder themed party where slowly the murders actually start happening. And now they have to all band up together and they have shared history, and there's just a lot of mystery from each of these characters and who's the murderer and who is not. It has a really mysterious yet fun vibe at the same time, so I did definitely enjoy this. My next recommendation is again for the literary fans, and this one is Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I think this was one of the best books that I read this year. It is a breakup POV, but from the boyfriend side, but it's just so much more than that. The writing in itself is incredible. It is so good. It is so funny. An argument that a lot of people can make is that nothing really happens, but I personally really connect with those kind of books where nothing really happens until something happens. I think the last few chapters are just absolutely phenomenal. We really needed a POV from Jen's perspective just to really get a sense of who Andy, the boyfriend, was. Who was he as a character? Because all this while we've just been in Andy's head and he is whiny, but we start to sympathize with him until we see the other side of the story. So I would highly recommend this one. I don't even think I'm doing justice to the way I'm explaining it, but it's just so phenomenal. Okay, if the angle's different, my camera died, but I'm back. So next is for my dark fantasy readers, and the recommendation is The Knight and the Moth. A lot has been said about The Knight and the Moth already, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. And this one follows, there are these diviners who are sort of people who can read the future. Slowly, each of the diviners are starting to go missing until only one is left. And of course, that's our main character. And she goes on a quest to find what is exactly happening to these diviners, where are they going, and who is taking them before someone takes her. She goes on these quests with this knight who's very dark and broody. And I'm making this sound really fun, but it is dark. And I bet you if you start with chapter 1, you're not going to wait until you finish the entire book. Next up is a thriller, and it's Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. A huge Lisa Jewell fan because all of her psychological thrillers are an instant drug for me. I cannot stop reading her writing. It's so good. And in this one, we're following a charming little man, but we're not really following him. We're following all these other women who've been impacted by him. And as we follow these 3 different women and these 3 different POVs, you get really scared for them. And it's just interesting in the way that all their lives converge. It's an actual thriller because it's so atmospheric. Once you start reading it, you'll be concerned if you actually locked the door or not. Next one is a cute romantasy, and it is The Irresistible Urge to Fall in Love with Your Enemy. I would not have have picked this up otherwise, but it came in a book box, so I ended up picking it. I thought this was fantastic. The banter was so good. Our two main characters are from different factions almost, and they hate each other, and there's this whole world where you can really know where the other person comes from because of the tattoo that they had on their left or their right arm. It takes some time to really get into the lore of the world, but once you do, it was so addictive. It's so hilarious. Like, it was actually really funny. They have this transactional relationship which is super heated. They really hate each other until, of course, they fall in love, and there's basically no plot until about 80% of the book, but I enjoyed it so much. Can't wait for book 2, where the actual plot will start and also their romance might blossom. So that's my next recommendation. And the final one is for the horror fans, and this one is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. If there's one book that I can really convince you to read from this entire list, it might be this one. This was the most impactful, and I was not expecting this horror to be so impactful to me. I think it was absolutely phenomenal. The acknowledgements is just great, so don't give it a skip. It follows our main character Jess, who's sort of on this run from this werewolf, but is she really? I don't want to spoil it too much. There's a lot of things that happen. You'll be really scared for Jess's life. You'll be like, what is she doing? But at the same time, you'll kind of be like, oh my God, someone save her. And it's just these two emotions that you'll have to regulate. There are lots of twists. There's a lot of thrill. There's a lot of horror, like genuine horror. And then the moral is so subtle, but it's so great. So I can only highly recommend this. That's for my list, but I have two additional bonus recommendations. One is Meditations for Mortals, which is kind of like a follow-up to 4,000 Weeks. I absolutely loved 4,000 Weeks, but this is a more practical approach to 4,000 Weeks. And the second one is a children's book called Into the Uncut Grass by Trevor Noah. And I thought it was great. It was so impactful. It's such a short read with these really cute illustrations, but it really stayed with me. So there you have it. That's my 2025 best books of the year list. I hope you found something for yourself. Reading has just been the love of my life, but this year in particular, I was reading more nonfiction books that was kind of almost preparing me for my future. So reading this year was more personal for me, and I can just hope that 2026 is better and it's just equally wonderful. And I wish you a very happy holidays and a very happy new year, and I would love to see what your best book was in the comments down below. If you like this video, of course, give it a like, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in 2026. Bye.